What's up, oddballs? Welcome back to The Oddity Shop, where the bazaar is always on sale. And this is the podcast where we tell you all the creepy, weird, strange, bizarre, paranormal, haunted, cursed stories from around the world. I am sitting here with one of the loveliest curators that ever did exist. Kara, how are you?
Oh my god, thank you. I'm fabulous.
Good. And I'm the little bit better curator, Zach.
Wow. I mean, honestly, between both of us today, I don't know if we're even functioning as one full human together. I don't know if we are.
It reminds me of Fairly Odd Parents, Cosmo and Wanda. We're two halves of a whole idiot.
Yes, that's exactly us.
We're gonna do our best. A little bit of tech issue already, a little bit of tired issue, but we always push through because we love you.
We love you.
What's new with you?
Well, I kind of already told you this last night, but you were like in your little sleepy stonedness. But yesterday...
She talked to me post-edible when I'm getting ready for bed, so nothing sticks that well.
You started talking to me first, and whatever you sent didn't quite make sense, but I was like, whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, my point of this is last night, I was watching Chad Michael Murray's new Netflix Christmas movie. It came out yesterday, so I had to watch it on the day of.
Good God.
And listen, it is exactly what you expect. It's cringe. Because basically, if you haven't figured it out by now, and I think you have, but I just mean our listeners, Netflix has actually taken over for the Hallmark Christmas movie thing. So now they every year have like your basic Hallmark Christmas movies, like the corny, the same type of plot, all that kind of stuff. They've taken over. And I
just can't get into them.
I love them. I don't know why.
I know.
They're predictable. They're stupid and cringy, but I love them. And I always cry. Not always, but usually it's like an emotional roller coaster ride. Even though it's stupid, I understand. But anyway, my boy was in one and he was basically a male stripper. And it was amazing. And I sent you...
How do they even make a Christmas movie out of that?
You have to watch it.
I'm not gonna.
Well, anyway, it was really... not good, but I mean, like his acting obviously was good, but the storyline was, exactly what you'd think it would be. And he showed off them abs and that butt.
Listen, here's the deal.
And I had a great time.
I will watch all the Christmas movies when you finally watch Game of Thrones, which I know will never happen, so I'm off the hook.
That's not the same because that'll take me forever. You could watch that in 150 minutes.
I said all the Christmas movies because you
I don't need you to watch all
50
of them.
That you want me to watch.
I don't need you to watch any of them. You could just watch the dance scenes of him, which I pretty much sent you the best one.
Yeah.
Shout out to Heather because she's one of my best friends. I had put on my stories like finally, and it just was like said the Merry Gentleman on my stories. And she was like, oh my God, how was it? I didn't even respond. All I did was send her the picture of his abs that I sent you and then one dance scene. And she just like was like, got it. Because that's all you need. That's why you're watching it.
Okay.
Also, wait, sorry. So because of this, he did this whole like press and stuff and he did a whole calendar.
Jesus Christ.
Half naked calendar for the year. And it is glorious. However, it is $60. I went to go buy
a calendar?
Yes, I'm sure
that people get as like gag gifts and never even put on their walls anyway.
Oh, I would put this on my wall. I think that the proceeds go to usually proceeds that he does for stuff go to some really good stuff because I bought that one.
Still make it cheaper.
I know, but I didn't buy it. I didn't because I couldn't. And Aaron was like, "Are you getting?" 60?
I almost bought somebody a calendar for Christmas, like one of those gaggy kind of calendars, and I haven't made my decision yet, so I can't say it. But it was $20, and I'm like, it seems ridiculous.
If it was $20, I would have bought it. I would have bought it at $30, honestly.
Oh my God. Okay, well, while you're watching your male stripper Christmas movies, the only thing I really want to do for Christmas this year, and hopefully by the time this comes out, I get to go, but Grand Rapids is doing their Christkindl market again, which is this like German-style outdoor Christmas market where they build these little sheds and have vendors that are selling like all sorts of holiday stuff.
That's just so cute. That's like in a Hallmark movie.
Well, so it is really cute. Last year was their first year and it was like all right, but I've driven past it a few times. They have like way more sheds out there, all these little lights, and it's like by our downtown market. So like they have like I can't think of the name of it, but whatever that really raclette cheese, the stinky cheese, like you can buy that, or like mulled wine or different types of pastries and just like little like, crafty goodies. And it's like a outdoor Christmas craft market that goes all month. I need to go. That's like the one Christmas thing I'm really excited about.
That's really cute. I also just spilled my drink, so give me one memento.
Oh my God.
Okay, are you ready for your question?
Have you cleaned up your spill is my question for you. Yes, no, I'm ready for us to open up this shop.
Okay, I believe that this question was either asked by myself or by you to me last year. I can't remember, but either way, it doesn't really matter because I know we have new listeners and it's a whole different year. So what is your favorite?
Even remember what you asked me last week, so I'm sure they don't remember.
I know, and maybe I shouldn't have even said anything, but on the off chance that someone would be like, you asked that last year, I don't have time for it. So I'm calling myself out. Okay. It's not even that big of a deal. It's not even that serious.
Get to the question.
What's your favorite holiday tradition?
I think you just asked me that 3 months ago for November or for Thanksgiving.
But I'm talking Christmas, holiday, not Thanksgiving. We're past Thanksgiving.
Well, you just said holiday tradition.
Sorry. People get upset when you say Christmas, so I like to say holiday.
It would probably be watching the Muppets
Christmas Carol?
A Christmas Carol, thank you. With my family. So we watch it together every year. We have since I was a little kid, and it's just our favorite Christmas movie. We usually watch it Christmas Eve.
That's cute. I like that a lot. Okay.
Yeah. What's yours?
I mean, we don't really do anything like that. I mean, I'm sure we do, but the one thing that I've loved so much is every year my mom would get me and my brother a new ornament every year. So every year one of our presents was a new ornament for the tree. So every year we had an ornament. So now I have all my childhood ornaments that I decorate my tree with. And because I'm a thoughtful, wonderful human, I buy Aaron an ornament every year, something meaningful for the year, something that we did or a reminder of that year. And then I always buy Delilah one because Delilah has her own Christmas tree and it's all little wiener dogs. Okay, everybody? She has her own tree. But that's something that I think is cute. Do you think that my husband would buy me an ornament every year? No, not once, never.
Well, that's just straight man thinking. Okay. Actually, we do that too. And I've always loved, our family Christmas tree is a mismatch of all these random ornaments. It's not one of those themed trees or anything like that. So as I started, I have my rainbow tree and mine's super gay. I put that all on there anyway. And somebody on TikTok the other day was breaking down the Christmas trends of if you do the all blue on the white Christmas tree, that just feels cold. And if you do this and that, but the number one, he's the number one vibe to make it feel cozy and homey is to have the tacky Christmas tree of all the random ball. I'm yes, you don't need that themed shit. Go tacky, go memories all the way.
I do like a themed Christmas tree. I think it looks so beautiful and it's aesthetically pleasing. But I just really love the collectiveness of. I feel that's what it's about.
A themed Christmas tree should be in your doctor's office, or
if you have
waiting
a home,
room or something.
Yeah, if you have a home that's big enough to have multiple trees, that would be my dream. Is to have one maybe in a room, you know what I mean, a sitting room that's really beautiful, but then your tree that you have all your presents under, whatever, is your collective.
The present tree should be the tacky tree. I'm here for it.
Yes.
All right, we'll get off my Christmas tree soapbox.
No, that's fine. That's perfect. Okay, so we're trying to find the motivation, the inspiration. I'm trying to get into the holiday spirit over here. It's not working. It's just not. I put red on today to feel more festive. I don't know what it is. I don't even feel like Halloween should be over. So I don't know how we're past at this point Thanksgiving, and
it makes no sense.
So I was trying really hard to get us into something a little holiday time, vibe. I was trying to find a good holiday horror story or a holiday ghost. And I really wasn't finding anything that I was landing on one thing that stuck out to me. Other than thinking why do we do this to ourselves?
Okay.
But I think that every year, why do we do this to ourselves? Because most of the people complain and are just stressed out about the holidays. So I'm why do we do this?
That is fair. I will say you are a holiday stressor.
I can't help it.
No.
And it's not my fault. No,
I know. I'll say no more. We don't have to get into the details, but I am laughing at you.
Okay. So again, I wasn't really finding one thing that was stuck to me, but I did find a collection of traditions and holiday horror filled tales.
Can you hear the cricket? I don't even know where that is. I took them out of here.
Nah, there's a loose cricket.
All right. We might have crickets in this episode all. Sorry, go on.
That's okay. That might give us the vibe, the old timey. I feel that's a...
We'll go with it. I have reptiles, everybody. There should be crickets in here. I'm not crazy.
They know. I hope they know it now. So anyway, I found traditions and holiday tales that are a little bit horror filled, if you will. So I thought we could get into a few.
Let's go.
Now, kind of like what we talked about at the top of this episode, but if you're the Hallmark channel, then Christmas is an ambitious entrepreneur, an upcoming suit, mighty business person that is brought back to their not so in the right day and age hometown by some tragedy. This, being met with their struggling but very good looking childhood crush, ignites a want for a life full of something more. And so they choose to stay. And then the holiday is now an engagement. And I just basically told you every Hallmark story ever.
Every single one.
So this is the Oddity Shop, people. It's not the Hallmark channel.
Thank God.
We're starting out with a banger.
Let's do it.
Krampus. Or the Krampus. Now, I do have to shout out our hunk of a man, Jeff Ballinger, because he does an amazing presentation of like holiday horrors and stuff. And it's called Fright Before Christmas. And he also has a book about it. So I do recommend checking it out because it really delves into like the long time history of like a lot of these. So I do want to shout him out because we were fortunate enough to be one of his first presentations for that.
Yeah.
That was 2023.
Right before the book came out, I think.
Because it was the 2023 Paracon where he did it and it was fabulous. So anyway, Krampus is a horned, hairy beast-like figure with humanish traits, if you will. And Krampus accompanies our dear Santa on his journey. So scary to think.
What? Just like...
Well, you have Santa and then you have like a horned, hairy demon beast. So now, while Santa with his sack of toys rewards the good little boys and girls, Santa's devil-like guest punishes the bad. And he will either beat you with birch rods, dismember you, cut you open and replace your insides with straw. And for extra bad children, a quick torture just isn't good enough. So into the sack you go and carted off to hell.
Right to hell. I mean, that's just insane.
I love it.
How is that Christmassy?
Well, being a bad little boy or girl isn't Christmassy either.
True.
Okay. So this is what like the Central and Eastern Alpine folkloric tradition says. I was just told that I wouldn't get presents if I was bad, not beaten to death at best.
Right. Just coal, man. That'll do.
We're cool. So Krampus is thought to either come from either Bavarian, Krampen, meaning dead or rotten, which is disgusting, or from German Krampen, meaning claw, which also makes sense because he has like claws. He kind of really does look like the devil.
Yeah, pretty much.
And just like Santa being everywhere you go during the holiday, so every store you go to, every, place that you go to, there's a freaking Santa, usually with a bell. So just like that, everywhere you turn, Santa, there's also Krampus. And during December, like townspeople would actually dress up as him, just like people dress as Santa. They would dress up as Krampus just as a reminder for children.
So, like, are you saying, do they still do it asking for the donations with the bell, or they just do it
No,
like,
I'm
keep
just
the
saying, like us, like when we go around and we see Santa everywhere because he's usually asking for.
Okay.
They go.
I was
around,
thinking like
no, well maybe I don't know.
He's out there asking for donations. It would get me.
I would honestly. That's good.
We're onto something.
Okay, let's just dress up as Krampus and ask for money.
Let's do it. I'm down.
Steal this little children's allowance. So actually in 1932, Krampus was actually banned in Austria. They care about childhood trauma.
Okay.
Your face. No, he really was banned. Anything related to him. Any like stuffy book. You can't dress up as him. I mean, it's like horrifying when you think about it. Like you're literally teaching your children that if you're not good, which I understand you want to teach children to be good, but if you misbehave, you're literally going to be probably beaten, eaten, or dragged to hell by this demon devil.
I mean, that's basically what the Christians teach anyway, so.
This is true, but I'm just saying that Austria cares about childhood trauma, and so they banned Krampus.
Fair enough.
Okay, so that's Krampus or the Krampus. Do you have anything to add that I missed? I think that's kind of like the gist of him. It is really cool. Like if you look at him and if you look at pictures, he's like, ooh.
He has the basket too. I love that he just has a basket to collect all the kids in. So he just like has a giant wicker basket on his back that like if he's gonna drag you to hell, that's where you get tossed in. Doesn't he have a whip too?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I guess it just depends on what rendition because sometimes he has a sack like Santa. Sometimes he has the basket. He has a whip. He might beat you with those birch rods, though, too, or a whip. Yeah. Or he just...
Well, in the sack or the basket, he's probably got lots of tools for beating.
He just... It depends on the level of naughty. It's probably on a scale of 1 to 10, where you line is what weapon he uses on you. Yeah, what
fair. Punishment. All right.
Okay, so let's jump to South Africa. And speaking of naughty children, let's talk about Danny. Have you heard?
I don't think I've heard of this one.
Okay, so now Danny's punishment wasn't given by Krampus, but his punishment did not match the crime, in my opinion. Danny ate the cookies left out for Santa.
Which is tough not to do.
I know. And now I can see Krampus getting upset over this, but worse than Krampus was Grandma.
Just Grandma?
Mm-hmm. Just Grandma.
Okay.
You see, Grandma made those cookies with love and care just for Santa. So is this like
Danny's specific grandma, or is this more of like
No, this is Danny's grandma.
Okay. I didn't know if this was like a character just called Grandma.
No, she made those cookies with love and care, and she perfectly placed them on that plate or platter set out for Santa. And Danny just couldn't control himself, and he wanted those cookies, and so he ate those cookies. So she did what any grandma would do. She beat Danny to death.
Oh my God. Is this a real story?
Here's the thing. I couldn't find if it was or wasn't. I think that it might actually originate from some sort of truth, which is horrifying.
Okay.
So it is now said that Danny chills between the veil and now haunts the homes of naughty children that he thinks might make the same mistake that he did.
So it's like a weird story of A Christmas Carol in a way, visited by the ghosts that you behave.
I mean, you're literally just like, hey, if you eat those Christmas cookies or you're naughty, Danny's going to haunt you, but maybe Grandma might kill you.
Yikes.
So I actually don't know what is scarier, Danny's grandma, or Krampus, because Krampus, is scary, but Danny's grandma just beating him to death for eating cookies. That's really scary.
I'm going to go Krampus because I don't have that much of a sweet tooth. So I would probably be... Now, if Grandma left out mashed potatoes, I'm fucked.
Oh, you're fucked. Okay. Let's move to maybe a more happy tradition. Okay.
I feel like it's not going to be, but okay.
Caroling. Also as seen on the Hallmark Channel, where a happy family makes their way through town, door to door, singing merry songs as every open door is so overjoyed to be selected to be forced to listen. But again, this is not the Hallmark Channel.
Have you ever gone caroling?
I think when I was a fucking Girl Scout.
I was going to say, I think I did as a kid in school, but never as an adult.
No. So in the 1700s-ish, caroling was a very different tune. Basically, carolers went door to door to lords' homes to rob them.
Oh.
So they would demand the best food and drink, and they wouldn't leave until they got it. But don't worry, they did sing. Can you imagine being robbed? And you also have to endure listening to people sing.
I'm good on that.
So they would sing.
Wait, do they know they're being robbed, or was the singing how they would get away with
Oh, no.
robbing?
They just basically don't leave until you give them everything they want. They just also sing to kind of annoy you, I guess. So they would sing things like, I don't know the tune of this, but here are the lyrics. We've come here to claim our rights, and if you don't open up your door, we'll lay it flat upon the floor.
So it's more like, oh my God, not carolers. What are the people who come to your house and don't leave, and then they get mail, and then they're stuck there?
Horrible roommates?
Squatters.
Oh.
Less like carolers, more like squatters. We're going to stay until we get what we want.
Well, I guess. So a Salem landlord actually took some carolers to court in 1679. And this is what he stated. They threw stones, bones, and other things. They continued to throw stones for an hour and a half with little intermission. They also broke down about a pole and a half of fence, being stone wall and a cellar without the house, distant about 4 or 5 rods, was also broken open through the door, and 5 or 6 pecks of apples were stolen.
That's quite the heist.
This sounds better than having to go door to door to just sing.
Right? At least you get some loot.
Could you imagine just showing, maybe it's somebody that you don't like, or somebody that's like an awful human, and you just show up at their door, pounding on the door, and you just start fucking singing dumb shit, and then you just push them down and steal all their apples.
I'm not too far from like a really rich neighborhood. I'll try it and report back.
Okay. So that is how carolers originated. However, if this isn't your type of caroling, then we can go to Wales. Okay. So.
Like wailing or like Wales?
Wales. No, like the place.
Like if you don't like singing, maybe try wailing.
Well, I mean, so Mari Lloyd is another caroling tradition in Wales. Have you heard?
This is my absolute favorite of the weird Christmas traditions.
Okay. So in December and January, you might get a knock at your door. Don't be alarmed if when you answer, you are greeted with a cloaked figure holding a horse skull on a stick, accompanied by a group of men. What now? Well, they sing to you like true carolers. But this is more fun, I feel, because it's essentially like a rap battle or a sing-off. So they sing about getting entry into your home, and you have to deny them while singing back. Like, this is like a fucked up...
while they're parading a horse skeleton around.
Yeah, like on a skull on a stick. Listen, this is like, oh my God, what is that movie? It's one of my favorite movies, and it's like leaving my brain. The scene in the pool, it's like an empty pool. It's the riff off, and they like literally have to go back.
Pitch Perfect.
Picture, thank God. It's kind of like a Pitch Perfect vibe. Like it's like the riff off where you have to go back and forth, but you're literally singing, no, I'm not letting you in. Yes, let me in. No, I'm not letting you in.
Yeah. If Pitch Perfect had a dead horse marching around.
Yeah, but I love it. And so basically, though, insults are sung back and forth, which is fucking fantastic. And then this will continue until you basically give entry. So like you approve the entry. Mind you, this is all in song. And then you invite them in for drinks and everybody gets drunk.
With a dead horse.
I think it's just a horse skull.
So the Mary Lwyd was originally, though, the dead horse. And I know this because last year, to like solidify at work that I am the weirdo, everyone got an emailed Christmas card from me that had a picture of the Mary Lwyd, the horse. And it said, if you're cold, she's cold, bring her inside.
Jesus Christ. So if you see Zach, so literally what they do is they just put a sheet over them. That's what their little cloak is. It's just a sheet. So if you see Zach walking around with a sheet with a horse head on a stick, it's fine. Everything's fine.
I just love it.
I do too. I think that we should do this. This is the type of caroling that I want to do. I get to sing insults to people until they let me in and they give me alcohol.
While parading around. You are not focusing enough on the dead horse. That's
because it's not a dead horse. It's just a horse skull.
Which was alive at one point.
You're acting like we're carrying a whole dead horse.
Well, they put the sheets on it to make them look like the horse.
No, they just put the sheet on them.
I don't know.
It's literally like so they cloak themselves with a sheet over their body, and they literally just have a horse head on a stick. I'm sure people have changed it, but the original was just a horse head skull.
They used
on
to
a stick.
like, it was the guys would wear it and like try to look like a horse. That's why they were cloaked.
That's new. That's not how it originated. But either way, Zach, this is the best caroling, and I think we should do it.
We could agree on that.
Okay. Oh my God. All right. So December 6th marks, I'm going to butcher this, La Quema del Diablo? La Quema del Diablo.
I'll say you nailed it.
The burning of the devil. That's all we need to know. So if you want, you can head over to Guatemala, and on this night, you hold a bonfire in your yard and you burn effigies of Satan.
Okay.
And this is basically to symbolize the expunging of evil spirit. Some like burn their trash, and like, you know, in more recent times, the tradition has become that you basically just burn a Satan-shaped piñata. But either way, after...
Is it still filled with candy?
I don't know. But after, you get donuts and warm fruit punch. I don't like fruit punch, and I really don't want warm fruit punch, but you get donuts and warm fruit punch to kind of start the Christmas season.
I wonder if by warm fruit punch, it's like more of what we would call a mulled wine. Maybe.
I hope so, because I don't like fruit punch.
I love mulled wine, though.
But I do like this idea, so I think we should do it. So maybe like to start the new year, we just burn shit to rid ourselves of all the fucked up stuff. So like, what would you burn? For this upcoming year, what should we burn?
I don't know. I wasn't thinking about what I was going to burn, because I was going to ask you if I could bring a dead horse.
Oh my God.
We should burn like something to start the new year right.
Right. So I guess.
What would I burn? I would burn. Oh, I know what I would burn.
What?
I've got like a whole slew of shirts that are now parachutes on me.
Oh, that would be fun.
There we go.
Okay. Or we could make the shirts into something instead of just ruining it. We could make like a blanket or quilt, or we could like donate them.
And burn the scraps. Okay.
Sure.
There we go.
Okay. I don't know what I would burn. But for those that are thinking about this, I think this would be fun if you went through like a breakup or like you cut people out of your family or your life, like whatever, or you started a new job because your old job was just awful. Like any remnants of those types of things, that's what I would burn. I just can't think of what I would personally burn right now. But anyway, I like that one. So that one's not too twisted, but I just kind of liked it. So I wanted to add it in.
Pinatas of Satan. Not too twisted.
Well, we're not like tormenting children or like
fair. Beating them to death for eating cookies.
Harassing our neighbors for alcohol. Okay, so moving along to Norway. Norway believes that witches, ghouls, and demons prefer Christmas Eve over Halloween because they say that this is the perfect time to ruin anyone's night. And I kind of agree.
Ooh.
Right? It's
yeah,
like
you
the
expect
perfect...
it on the day before Halloween. You don't.
Christmas Eve is when you're trying to like, cultivate the perfect time for family and friends and giving and love.
I think I remember this one. I love this one.
Oh, I mean, it's not too crazy, but if you have something to add, they say, though, that because it's the perfect time, you need to hide all your brooms. So they call it like hiding your broomsticks because naturally witches use broomsticks. So you need to hide them all so that they don't break in and steal them and then fly off into the night causing mischief.
Okay.
So did you have something else to add?
Okay, no, I thought this was something else maybe, but you might be getting to it. So I'll just bite my tongue.
Yeah, so I just thought it was fun. So Denise, hide your brooms. Because bad witches might come.
She's going to be flying off on them. Are you kidding me?
Bad witches might come and steal them for mischief.
Oh.
She'll be the one flying all around the town. Okay.
Right now she's sitting there quoting Wizard of Oz. I'm not a bad witch. I'm a good witch.
I'm a good witch. Oh. Okay. So the next tradition, I'm actually going to read directly from the website, babble.com, because it was just too good, like what they wrote. So this is quoting, "We saved the wackiest for last. In the Spanish region of Catalonia, a unique holiday tradition is called Tio de Naldo." I think that's how I say it. Which roughly translates to Christmas log. Have you heard?
Like the Yule log?
No.
Oh.
This is so strange. So I didn't do the Yule log, but for the Yule log, you just have to keep lit for how many days?
A number of them.
I don't remember. It's a certain amount of days that you have to keep this log lit, and it basically just wards off evil. If it dims and it doesn't, oh my God, if it becomes unlit, then evil spirits can enter your home, right? That's kind of like the premise of it.
Yeah, because the whole thing for like some of the pagan things, they treat Christmas almost like a thinning of the veil, like Halloween. Mm-hmm. So they want their ancestors to come in, but keep the bad souls out.
No, this is not that.
Oh,
I do love the Yule log, though, the whole thought of it. But so the hollowed out log is given a face, legs, and a little red hat. Starting on December 8th, families feed the log every night by filling it with presents and candy. They also put a blanket over the log to keep it warm. So this all sounds cute until Christmas Eve. The log is placed in the unlit fireplace. Members of the family take turns bashing it with a stick, commanding it to defecate out the presents and candy while singing traditional songs.
This is not where I thought this was going.
Right? After the beating, the family members reach below the log's blanket to retrieve the gifts. And again, I say, why do we have generational trauma?
Why are we beating an inanimate log?
Commanding it to defecate. I have no idea on this one. This is the straight, like they said, they saved the wackiest for last.
It does explain, though, why every year my mom always gets one for me and my sister. I don't know where she finds them, but it's got to be related to this. But she calls them the Christmas poopers. And they're like little plastic animals that you fill with candy, and they walk around and poop the candy. Well,
that's so weird because I don't know if that has anything related to this, but the article title of this was called The Pooping Log.
I'm telling you, there's something about Christmas poopers and defecating candy.
It's disturbing.
A little.
I don't like the word defecate because it's usually in like really traumatic times that you defecate. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm just on my toilet defecating.
Do you think the log ever has a watery butthole? It's been a while since we've talked about one.
Ever wanted to spend the night ghost hunting in a haunted asylum? Eloise Asylum presents Paranormal Lockdown. On April 5th from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., you can run the asylum. Discover history, haunts, and the secrets of the past, led by Metro Detroit's premier investigators. There's a limited number of tickets to this exclusive event, and it will sell out. So get your tickets today. Use the promo code HUNT and save $5 off each ticket. Paranormal Lockdown, April 5th at Eloise Asylum. Visit EloiseAsylum.com.
Shout out to Ronaldo. Watery butthole. No, I don't think he has an opportunity to have a watery butthole. He is just literally forced to just, I don't know. It's so disturbing to me. This one is so weird.
I think we can stop talking about pooping now.
Okay, so we are going to move on. This is probably my favorite. And if I think what you were thinking earlier, this is probably your favorite. So
does this one happen over the course of a few days?
I don't know if it's really days, but okay. Gryla or Grayla, like yes. You could say it. There's so many different names. I just say Gryla. That's how most people say it, or I've heard it the most, is of Icelandic folklore. And Gryla, I love Gryla so very, very much. And when I heard Jeff talking about her, you didn't know about her at that time, but I was like, oh, I love her so much. So Gryla is a entity, witch, or ogre, depending on where you get your information from. Either way, she's hideous in appearance and in nature. Gryla lives in a cave and uses the holiday time, like many of us, to hunt. Her choice of hunt is, well, children.
As it should be.
I know. She uses the year to listen for all the whispers of like the children that are on the naughty list. Mm-hmm. So she's kind of like Santa, where she has like an eye on every naughty or nice, but she just kind of lurks and listens for the whispers of the naughty children. So Gryla chooses misbehaving children to eat. And when she leaves her cave, it's with an empty sack that she will soon return with a full sack.
As long as they're naughty children, I'm okay with it.
Honestly. So she kidnaps the pesky children, bringing them back to the cave to slit them open and cook them into stew.
I mean, I wouldn't eat it, but she's doing the Lord's work.
So she also eats, though, enough to sustain herself until the next winter. So basically she hibernates. Like she doesn't, the girl is like, I don't have time for the heat. It fucks with my hair. So I stay in my cave all summer, all spring, all fall. So she eats enough in the winter to just be able to hibernate.
Without the eating of kids, I wish I could do it the opposite. Just like wake up during the summer, eat a bunch of food, and then just sleep through all the rest of the year.
I know. Some actually say that Gryla is more terrifying than Krampus himself because she has the ability to use witchcraft. So she can change, manipulate, control objects, events, actions, and phenomena through the use of incantations, rituals, potions, and just sheer force of will. So she's a little scary. It's a little bit scary.
Fair.
Depending on like what you read or what articles and like things, because this goes back so much. It's either like misbehaving children that she goes for, orphaned children. So if there's children that don't have a proper home or proper care, she'll take those on. So she's scary. But like how we love all of our villains, Gryla has a pet, her Yule cat. And the Yule cat is a giant cat, usually described as black in color. But this feline isn't cute and cuddly. No. The Yule cat, like Gryla, has a taste for human flesh of children. However, unlike Gryla, the Yule cat isn't picky about the behavior of children.
Yeah, the Yule cat's kind of a dick.
Yeah. The Yule cat lurks through town, peering into bedrooms of children, just seeing who it's going to eat alive. But what can save you from this horrifying cat? New clothes.
Which you don't have control over. Because doesn't the cat only eat the people who weren't gifted new clothes?
The Yule cat is very particular about fashion. And if you received new clothes for the holiday, you're safe. If you didn't, though, you do, you might get
Don't fucked. You think if you were a giant vicious cat, you'd want to eat the warm meat, not the cold meat that doesn't have enough clothes?
I don't think it just doesn't. It doesn't give a shit. Okay.
It's a fashion thing. Okay.
You really could just leave out your old clothing. So your best old clothing, you leave it out and you hope that the Yule cat approves of them and just leaves you alive. So you do have an opportunity to kind of try to redeem yourself. So just leave out your best old clothing.
Okay.
And then it's kind of does go back, though, to like some say that the Yule cat doesn't really care about misbehaving children. But then if you read some things, it says that if you didn't get new clothes, it's because you were a misbehaved child. So that's also why. Or again, if you're like an orphan child and you're not loved, you don't get clothes. So the Yule cat gets ya.
Poor orphans. They didn't choose that life.
Well, the misbehaving children didn't choose to be alive.
That's a stretch, but I'll give it to you.
They didn't. Did you choose to be alive? No, I wasn't chose to be born.
No, but they chose to misbehave.
True. Okay, so everybody just put out your new clothes, your best old clothes, and hopefully that we don't get eaten. Well, we're not children, so I don't give a shit. Okay. So if you think Gryla and her Yule cat are bad, there's more.
This is my favorite
Gryla's
part.
Yule Lads.
Yes.
So her Yule Lads are, 13 devilish mannered trolls. But unlike their mother and her scary feline, they didn't really inherit her craving for flesh. However, they love to cause mischief.
I love them.
So they come down from the mountain and terrorize the night. And they operate only at night because it's said that they turn into stone from the daylight.
Right. As most trolls do.
Mm-hmm. There's no way in fucking hell I can pronounce their names, but I'll give you the English translation. No, I'm going to give you the meaning of their names because I can't. Okay. There's no fucking way. Okay, so Sheep Caught Claude. He comes out on December 12th, and he sneaks into barns to steal milk from sheep.
All right.
Gully Gawk is on December 13th, and this Yule lad has a taste for cow's milk, and he'll take it straight from the barn. Stubby is December 14th. He's the shortest of the lads, and he swipes leftover food from frying pans.
I love that each of them has a prank that is so
specific,
ungodly specific. It's not even like steal the leftovers. No, from your frying pans. Won't touch it from anywhere else.
So, speaking of specifics, Spoon Licker. He comes on December 15th, and he licks spoons.
Honestly, though, I can't blame him for that one. Especially around the holidays, there's some like cookie dough and shit on there. There's some good spoons to be licking.
So Pot Licker is on December 16th, and he will steal unwashed pots from the kitchen so he can lick them clean, which you don't have to then clean them.
That is true. It's almost helpful.
Then we have Bowl Licker on December 17th, and
I think we can all figure out.
He snatches bowls from under the beds and gobbles them up, whatever morsels of food are there.
These guys just sound hungry.
We have Door Slammer. I know. Well, some of them. Door Slammer is on December 18th, and he slams doors, and he will do it all night if he finds any open. So you need to just close on December 18th. Close all your doors.
It just reminds me of that TikTok or Vine. I ain't gonna sleep because of y'all. Y'all ain't gonna sleep because of me. And the woman's just like bashing pans together. I have to say,
I don't know about it, but that does sound like these.
You need to get more online.
So Scry Gobbler is on December 19th, and he's ravenous for Scry, S-K-Y-R, Skyr, Jesus Christ, which is an Icelandic yogurt, and he'll pinch you for it. Okay.
He's a little bastard.
This is you. Sausage Swiper. It's on December 9th or 20th. So hide your sausages or he'll eat them.
Listen, I do this every year when I go home from Christmas. The first thing I do is figure out where the kielbasa is, how much of it's cooked, and I start eating it from the minute I get home to celebrate the festivities to the minute I leave. So yeah, that is me.
I made a really good Italian sausage pasta. I'll send you the recipe. It was so good.
Perfect.
Okay, and then Window Peeper is on the 21st, and he'll peep through your windows in hopes he can steal something.
A little voyeuristic, but okay.
Window Peeper you think is going to be like a little bit sketchy, but he's just peeping in to see like what goods he can
He's
steal.
just window shopping.
Yeah, there you go. Door Sniffer. He's on the 22nd, and you'll find this large-nosed lad sniffing doorways in pursuit of baked goods. And I can't blame him on that. You're not a sweet person, but
I can't blame him on that, but I feel like he deserves a different name more so than all the rest. Because door sniffer?
I know. It doesn't really fit as much. So Meat Hook is coming on the 23rd. He's hungry for meat, so lock up your lamb chops.
It's so ridiculous, but I love them.
Candle Beggar is on the 24th. And
this would be you.
He's the last of the little Yule Lads, and he's known for making off with candles. So he'll just steal everybody's candles.
I could see you being a candle thief. If I'm the sausage thief, you're the candle thief.
I don't know, though, because I don't really like candles.
But I feel like your house always has so many scents going on.
It does.
Okay, if
So
you're
I have,
not the candle.
wax burners. I know. What would I be? Okay. I do want to steal the baked goods. I would also swipe sausages, though. But do you know what I think? You know what I would want to be? Door slammer.
I was going to say that, but I feel like if I said it, you would deny it.
You can say it. No, I want to be the door slammer.
Fair. Get some of that rage out.
All right. Are we ready for more?
I'm ready. For more? How many weird Christmases are there?
This is my last holiday horror tradition, if you will. Hans Trap. Have you heard?
I know I've heard, but I cannot think of what it is, but it sounds familiar. Maybe I haven't. I don't know. We'll see.
According to Alsatian lore, this guy was a real prick. Formerly known as Hans van Schrothe, born in 1450, was a German knight and marshal. Hans wanted influence and power, and with all his shittiness, he ended up getting himself excommunicated.
Good for him.
Losing his wealth and social standing, he made deals with the devil.
Oh.
So while leaning into his more sinister side, Hans got an urge to eat flesh. To find a victim, he dressed as a Christmas scarecrow waiting in dark, desolate roads.
Yep, I have heard of this one.
Fucked up.
It gives a real Jeepers Creepers vibe.
I was going to say it's so Jeepers Creepers.
Mm-hmm.
We need to watch that. Next time we're together, we should watch that. We talk about it
I haven't
so
watched
much.
it in a while.
Me
It's a
either.
good one.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. Since I just watched your favorite Scream without you, sorry.
That's fine. You can. I'm just glad you watched it. When a young boy arrived at his hiding spot, Hans stabbed him with a stick and took him back to his lair to cut him into pieces to eat.
Lots of children eating going on in these Christmas traditions.
I know.
Children eating and beating.
I know. Fortunately, but not fortunately for the child, God stopped him from his first bite. So, he didn't stop. God did not stop him from kidnapping, stabbing, and then chopping him up into pieces and cooking him. No, he didn't stop that. But what we did stop was his first bite.
That's because he only cares about the consuming of the flesh.
Yes, exactly. And then he struck him with lightning. God struck him with lightning. Hans Trap died. But he does return sometimes on Christmas to go from door to door looking for children. So he's now a warning tale to those naughty children. So behave to get presents, misbehave to get murdered and eaten by a power-hungry lunatic.
I think more holidays need children beating and eating traditions because, think of how good children are behaved around December. Maybe the Easter Bunny should also, we should replace the Easter Bunny with the bunny from Monty Python.
Well, we should, the Easter Bunny could literally just, eat children and then, the eggs, he can just still shit out the eggs. Because why does the bunny have eggs? I still never understand. He can have the eggs, but the eggs can just be full of, children parts, body parts.
Another defecating tradition.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So anyway, if you guys all look into this stuff, which I highly recommend because there's so many more, there's so much more to each of these, but there's just too much more. But these are still traditions that are told and taught and believed today, some of them, and they are clearly wild. And there's just so many more. And I love a good tradition. I love a good folklore. It's just my favorite. But again, like you just said, why is it always the beating, eating of children? Like, it's just crazy. It's crazy. Most of these are all about children. And I do understand it's about like keeping them in line.
All right.
But it's a little wild.
I think you did a great job on this one. I love these. And if anybody knows where I could get a horse skull, hit me up because me and Kara need to do some rap battles for booze.
I'm telling you, I've always wanted to do a riff off and I will be terrible at it. But watching that scene is my favorite ever. And could you imagine being in basically like a sheet, like you're a ghost holding a skull of a horse and you're just insulting, rap battling, riff off ish to your neighbors until they fucking give you alcohol is just, that's my dream.
We're doing it. We're doing this every year. It is now our tradition.
I also do want to burn stuff.
I think we should do that for New Year's.
I think we really should.
These are our traditions. Perfect.
No, I think we should. That would be awesome. So sorry, it wasn't just one tale. Hopefully you guys like the, accumulation of a lot, but these were ones that I just was like, what the hell? I can get down in some of them.
I think you did a good job. What emoji do we want for this episode?
A horse.
A horse. If you made it this far, it's got to be a horse, of course.
I want a horse.
Awesome. What else do we need to do before we close the shop up? I guess we should probably say Merry Christmas to everybody
Merry
since
Christmas.
That's just a few days away.
Or Happy Holidays, whichever we prefer.
All of them that you celebrate. Not going to say Happy New Year because we still have one more full episode.
Yeah, and I don't want to be, we've already said this in one of the episodes a while back, but I don't want to be that person, but we do have a lot of stuff in the new year that we are working on for you guys and we're excited.
Mm-hmm.
So
very excited. It's hard to keep it all under wraps.
Yeah, but put good vibes out for the Oddity Shop so that hopefully everything that we're trying to work on comes true for us, for you guys. Yeah, I don't know what else.
Perfect. Let's close the shop
Thanks
up.
for listening. Thanks for listening. I don't want to bombard you guys over and over again with Patreon, but we do have a Patreon now. I'm doing a lot of stuff over there. Zach's giving you wise words of encouragement every Monday. It is really fun. I really enjoy it. It's taking a lot more work than I anticipated, but I love it. So come on over, be a Patreon. But if not, we always love and appreciate you. Keep talking to me on social media. Please keep telling us we're doing a good job. I know it sounds crazy, but we kind of need encouragement to keep on riding through.
That is true. We
love all of you guys. We appreciate you. The most important thing that you can do for us is creep it real, yeah, balls.
Goodbye.
Bye.